What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, y'all. Got another ride along, man. So y'all sit back and relax, and yeah, look at all this stuff I got going on here. I know it's loud, man. That's the car, man. I'm sorry. Gotta get situated. I'm gonna sit y'all down here somewhere. Let me find a spot for you. Let's sit y'all right here. How about that? Right there. Now you can see me in action, rolling the people's papers. Kind of sound like The Rock, don't it? But anyway, man, what's good, YouTube? You know who it is. DM Gaming. So, man, y'all, I know I have not been doing videos in a while, but that's going to be changing in 2018. I got to be more dedicated to the craft. But anyway, I know y'all don't want to hear me talk about the plans for the channel this year and stuff like that, but let's talk some video games, man. So, Madden, NFL, 18. Tired of hearing people complaining, man. Trying to get on the live stream with Ryan Moody, but it seems like Mr. Shutdown Safety himself don't want any part to do with DM Gaming in the live stream. I don't know, maybe because his channel is blowing up and he got big YouTuber-itis, and he feel like we probably trying to do it for a PR stunt or something like that. But if Mr. Moody remembers, before his channel ever blew up, DM Gaming was right there with him, man. We was, you know, he mentioned us in one of the videos whenever we start pushing for college football to come back, and we were trying to get votes, you know. He gave us, you know, he mentioned us in the video because he presented it to his people as well. So, Mr. Moody, man, if you listening, this ain't no PR stunt, man. I ain't trying to steal none of your souls, man. I think the people just would like to hear two people who share pretty much the same interest in Madden, and that what they gave us was bull, and that we want to see better. They just want to see two people, you know, share their thoughts, man. So let's make this happen for the community. Talking about the community, man. Let's do it for the community. You know, I don't see what's wrong with that. I'm not talking against what you're talking about. We talk about the same thing. So, you know, let's make that happen, man. Don't catch that big YouTuber-itis, bro. Don't do that. Cause y'all, that's a real thing, man. Some of these guys, they get big on YouTube and they start feeling themselves, and they don't want nothing to do with people who ain't got as many subscribers as them. But let's set the record clear. DM Gaming, the channel would have a ton more subscribers if I was more dedicated than what I was. We grew very fast, and then if y'all recall, that's when I lost my job, and a lot of things went downhill. Wasn't able to do videos and stuff because I had to look for a job, man. And so a lot of things changed, and then even here recently, you know. But everything's smooth and steady, so we got to get the thing back rolling. But like I said, because of that, we could have been really far. Man, well, I think we hit 1,000 subscribers in like it was about a month or less. About a month. Not sure, but it's all good. But Ryan, Mr. Shutdown Safety at Twitter, let's make it happen for the community, man. Because here's the thing that people fail to realize is that Madden ain't going nowhere. IMV is doing a college football game, y'all, and it's starting to look pretty tasty, man. I mean, it's one of them things where these other developers, they gonna have to take note, you know. And I know y'all see me posting stuff on Twitter, sharing it with EA, telling them, look, take notice, man. Because yeah, I'm all for IMV doing the thing, But, you know, I'm going to be honest. I'm really hoping that EA or 2K see this and be like, nah, we finna get a slice of this pie too. Because here's the thing. While IMV is still awaiting funding, and then they would have to start development, so we probably wouldn't see the game till probably 2020. Because I doubt we're not going to see it this year. And then it'll take at least a year to make the game, so we're not going to see it next year. It'll be 2 years from the time that they get funding. Whereas a developer and publisher like EA and 2K can get, you know, they can literally have a game out in a year. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get us something, man. But I don't think they will, man. You know, EA can literally do the exact same thing that IMV Gaming is doing with just a generic college football game and allow the players to make the teams. 2K can do the same thing, but these guys so full of themselves and think that people won't buy it unless it's real college teams. Man, they're gonna be put to shame when IMV release Gridiron Champions, because I'm gonna buy it. I don't care if it ain't real college football teams. If I'm able to create college football teams, if the game is set up in a way to where you can make the real teams, then guess what's going to happen? The community is going to do it. There's going to be people out there who are going to make the real teams, and they are going to put the real teams on there for the entire community to download and share. If that capability is in the game, it's good night. Because IMV is going to sell more games than Madden. Because let me tell y'all something. They do have a developer on board with Big Ant Studio. And if you look at the games that they've made, y'all, because my biggest concern was graphics. You know, how are the graphics going to look in this game? But if you look at Big Ant Studio and their work, man, graphics is not going to be an issue. I've seen some of the player models. I don't like the way some of the helmets look, personally, even though it is early rendering of them and stuff like that. Some of the helmets still look, they don't look proportioned correctly. That's for lack of a better term. But it's all good, man. It's still, that's something that they will improve on. We know that, you know. It's early player models and stuff like that, but hopefully they'll improve on that and change some of that. The arms also, you know, lengthwise, they don't look proportioned well to the body. But like I said, once the developer get their hands on it, I think they'll correct a lot of that. We have to understand that this is player rendering. It's a model rendering. It's just a rough idea of what they want it to look like and stuff. So it's all good, man. So hopefully they can get something going this year. Get some of these athletes on board that got bigger pockets than what we got. You know, I know a lot of people was like, man, an athlete can just write one check and have it funded, but I don't know how many athletes you're going to get to do that. I mean, yeah, these guys make a lot of money, but $3 million, $5 million, I think it's they got to get 2.5 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for something that you don't know is going to pan out. You know what I'm saying? So they're very cautious of that. Now, as far as licensing goes, they did try to get an NCAA license. The NCAA is they're on board, but not so much to put a license on it. This is what they told me personally. IMV told me personally that with the NCAA, basically they're watching the game. They're watching to see how people are going to react to it. They're watching to see, once the game is released, how well it does. If it does well, then they'll consider, you know, doing an actual license with IMV. You see what I'm saying? And so that's great news. That's great news. But on the flip side of that, it lets me know that EA, if they wanted to, could make a authentic a licensed college football game. I think the issue is that EA wants to use the players' likenesses, which The only reason they want to do that, and I'm gonna tell you why, is for money. Because what sells a game more, having a generic character, or oh hey, let's say last year, or hey, let's have Baker Mayfield in the game. You see what I'm saying? I wonder if the player likenesses, they probably, EA, and this is something, y'all, that I haven't really thought about till now, but you know, with the MUT cards, the Ultimate Team cards, remember they used to have that in college football in 2014. I think what EA is wanting to do, the reason why we're not seeing a college football game from them, because this is a part of their business model for all of their games, is that whole Ultimate Team crap, is that they want to have an Ultimate Team for the college football game, but they want to have it with the actual players who are in college right now. You see what I'm saying? We've seen it in 14, but it had, if I'm not mistaken, it had older players. It didn't have any of the current players in the game. If I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But since it only has older players, EA wants to do it to where it has current players as well. And since they can't use player likenesses for profit, they don't want to do it because they don't think that it's going to sell, or they're just being greedy and saying, you know what, we want to make some money. Because I guarantee you, if college football was out right now, we would not be sitting here talking about Madden. We wouldn't. Madden would not even sell. And they don't want that because they make a lot of extra money with the Madden Championship Series and with MUT. I literally saw a post the other day, somebody thanking EA for all the stuff that they've done for MUT. And y'all, they have. They've done bukus of things for the MUT, but they haven't touched Connected Franchise. And it's kind of like some of these YouTubers, man. They forget where they came from. And they grow and they get big. They forget where they come from, and it ends up hurting them in the long run. MUT is, and I know some of y'all may be fans of MUT, and that's fine. I'm not talking about y'all, but EA has the capability of making a great game and kind of pleasing everybody in a sense, you know, because us as Connected Franchise players, we don't ask for much. By me being a franchise mode player, there's two things that I ask for: presentation and innovation. Now, being a franchise mode player, Connected Franchise player, you want your stuff to matter. You want your season to matter. You want I want the details to matter. I played football, played at the collegiate level, played at the semi-pro level. There are things that are in Madden that aren't realistic to simulation football. And that's the thing that I'm getting at, is Madden, in my opinion, should not be considered simulation football, because while yes, when you're on the field, it's pretty much like real football aside from gameplay. I mean, they can't get that human element down. Hang on here. What's going on, y'all? I didn't even see this stuff. Oh, my bad, Chris. What's up, man? Yo, boy, what's going on? De Niro, what's up, man? Trudell, Jay, what's going on, y'all? I just seeing y'all stuff pop up, but like I was saying, with them calling themselves, with them saying that they're simulation football, I don't think that they can truly do that, because while yes, on the field it may be simulation, as we all know, in Madden, it really doesn't even matter what you do off of the field, because the game comes down to how you play the game. Now, they are improving in a sense when you look at the players and how ratings actually matter, because let's be real, y'all, if you got a horrible quarterback, it's going to show. But I think the buck stops there with the quarterbacks, because I've taken subpar running backs and had awesome games. It kind of stops at the quarterback, and then they throw in useless features like the target passing. Ain't nobody, have any of y'all been using target passing? I'm just wondering. I'm just asking for a friend, myself, because it's a wasted feature, and they really push that. Now, I am happy that they added defensive back mechanics and wide receiver mechanics. But what I'm hoping is that they build on that. Not only that, but why don't we have defensive and offensive lineman mechanics? I mean, I know people are going to say you do DM. You can do certain stuff with the offensive line, defensive line. You could bend. That's been in the game. But it's very unrealistic. It's not very real. For instance, I created a defensive lineman, and I put all of his stuff on 99 overall, y'all. And what happened was you would think that he would have been a J.J. Watt Superman hybrid. He wasn't. He wasn't. I mean, it was, I didn't get as many sacks or anything. Like, it was hard to break through the line. And so they don't show the offensive and defensive linemen no love in Madden, man. And that's why we probably won't see a offensive or defensive lineman on the cover of Madden. Remember, whenever Joe Thomas, I think, was got hurt for Cleveland, and hold on, for the first time in his career, he missed a start. He had over 10,000 consecutive plays, you know, for the Browns, and he got injured, and a lot of it took, you know, it sent shockwaves through the league because of his dedication and hard work. And what people failed to realize was that, you know, everybody asked, I remember tweeting to Clint Oldenburg, I said, man, wouldn't it be nice basically to have a lineman on the cover? A guy like Joe Thomas, and he basically was in agreement with me, but we know that EA is not going to do that, or rather, if they do, it's going to force them to make serious improvements to the offense and defensive line. Because if you don't know by now, whatever they put on the cover of Madden has something to do with the game. For instance, Tom Brady on the cover. What did that have to do with the game? Well, they improved some of the quarterback play, and they added target passing. Not only that, but they added long shot mode. Yes, long shot mode has something to do with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady himself was a long shot. He was a late round draft pick. You see what I'm saying? Then you look at the year with Odell Beckham Jr. on the cover. That's when they improved a lot of the wide receiver catch mechanics. With Richard Sherman on the cover, they supposedly had improved the defense. You know, whoever's on the cover, it has something to do with a major feature, or set a quote unquote major feature in the game. So we really have to stop and look at that for a second and ask ourselves, why is there no offensive lineman or defensive lineman on the cover of Madden? But I seriously, in my heart of hearts, feel like 19 is going to be a game that connected franchise players come to love for years to come. But in the back of my mind, I kind of feel like EA's gonna mess it up. I kind of feel like they're not gonna go that route this year. They're gonna say, oh, we have it coming, just be patient. And people have been very patient as far as connected franchise, because like I was saying, it's not simulation. It doesn't matter who you draft. It doesn't matter who you sign in free agency. Free agency don't even matter. And then, oh, we added practice squad, but do any of y'all even use practice squad? Do any of y'all even sign people from practice squads? Heck, the majority of people don't even touch practice mode in college football no more. Even training, you know, to increase your player attributes. I mean, because after you do it once and you get a gold, you don't even have to do it no more. You can just simulate it. Now, when the game first came out, I did do that. I played it because it was fun. It was cool to see the coaches interacting with the players, especially in the single player career mode. I do it all the time because you got to get your player better, which is very difficult to do. But at the same time, it's not easy. Like, you look at guys in the NFL, who do you know go from a 85 speed to a 95 speed overall? Not, you know, it's very tough at that point in your life to increase your speed. So, and the game reflects that, which that's fine. I'm down with that. But, you know, I want those things to matter more. What's up, Trevor? You think AB or Aaron Donald for the cover next year? Yeah. You got picked off only times you used it. Yeah, I did too. And I mean, I know Rex told us it was something that was going to take practice to master, but the game doesn't really allow you to even almost utilize that unless you just have perfect God level pass blocking. I thought I was the only one with the D line, but now Night God, I love playing on the D line, man. Because I mean, back in the day, I used to play on the safeties, and we would come down on run support and everything. But the way that the game is situated now, it's harder to do that because the secondary doesn't react well at all. They don't. I won an NCAA game like of years past with all great teams. Yes, all great teams. I would even like that in Madden. Y'all remember Madden? I think I know for sure. In the older Maddens, they had the all Madden teams. They had the all NFC teams, all AFC teams, and then they had like the greatest teams from each separate team, like the 85 Bears and stuff like that, when they used to have those teams in Madden. I think that would be very, very fun. My proposal is that they do away with Madden Ultimate Team as a game with Madden. I think that Ultimate Team, in my opinion, should be a separate game from Madden altogether. Kind of like how they did with NFL head coach. The reason why I feel that way is because EA is not showing themselves responsible to improve the game that other players play. It's kind of like YouTube. I'm going to compare a lot of stuff to YouTube, y'all. How YouTube caters itself to the big time YouTubers that are making them money. Like this guy that had posted that video here recently about the Asian person that had committed suicide. And this guy's got over 15 million subscribers, and he posts a apology video. He took the video down, if I'm not mistaken, but he posted an apology video, and YouTube, you know, it was trending. I mean, because a lot of people are going to see it, and a lot of people was upset, but I didn't see his subscriber count go down, so people wasn't too upset. But my point is that what he did was very distasteful. YouTube didn't do anything about it. They didn't care. Why? Because it's bringing people to YouTube. It's drama, and it brought people to YouTube. So Madden does kind of the same thing. They don't care. All this drama about Ultimate Team is giving them publicity. It's giving Ultimate Team publicity, and then they're not going to cater to the smaller YouTubers per se. Madden's not going to cater to connected franchise players because there's no way for them to make extra money with us. Now, don't be surprised if Madden implements pay for attributes, kind of like virtual currency that 2K has. I would not be surprised to see EA do that to connected franchise. Have it to where you can create your player and you can buy attributes for gear, because everybody's talking about gear and mouthpieces and stuff like that. I'm serious, y'all. I would not be surprised if EA went the route of 2K and added more microtransactions into the game, because thus far I've prided myself on EA because of the fact that they don't have those type of microtransactions in the game. Even with NBA Live, you can earn enough credit to buy those boxes with the shoes and stuff like that. And it's kind of a good thing that NBA Live didn't sell as well as EA would have hoped, because if it did and people were buying those boxes for the shoes and the gear, you can bet your bottom dollar that they would implement those same things into Madden, because they know that people like equipment in Madden. Hey, buy this pack and you can get some cool wristbands and cleats and stuff. However, y'all, I don't think we need to fear that happening in Madden, because the NFL has very strict regulations on what type of equipment that the players can wear. If they wear cleats, they have to be team color or black or white. They can't be, like the NBA wears. They can wear almost anything pretty much. The NFL, they're not like that. I think it's the same thing with their apparel, their accessories and stuff. They have to match either team colors or a generic color like black or white. So you're not going to see a bunch of different stuff like you would see from NBA Live. So, while the potential is there for EA to implement those things into Madden, I don't actually see that happening because of how the NFL is with their equipment and like that. So just keep an eye out for that. All right. Now, NBA Live, while we're on the topic of it. I bought NBA Live for $10. Now, NBA Live, it worries me with Madden because Rex literally told us in an interview at EA Play that to pay attention to how NBA Live's franchise mode is, because that's how Madden's franchise mode is going to be going forward. NBA Live didn't have a franchise mode, y'all. I mean, it did. I know y'all gonna say DM. Yeah, it did. I was playing it last night or whatever, but it is a shell. It is almost as if EA devoted all of its resources to its graphics in NBA Live. And I'm really thinking that what Rex was referring to was the one. Now, if Madden goes that route of the one, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because in the one, you got to play certain games that affected your draft stock. They had the presentation with my boy Stephen A. Smith. So they had the presentation element there. And just with those few things alone would be very welcome breath of fresh air in Madden football. But here's the thing. I would like for them to improve on it, because watching that, yeah, it is good, but there's a lot of room to be lazy with it. There's a lot of room to be lazy with it. If they just poured it over into Madden, And I think the biggest issue plaguing EA is EA is cheap, man. EA needs to hire more people to work at EA Sports. Instead of firing those people who worked on NCAA 14, they should have kept them and let them work for Madden. They did keep some of them, but they let go of the rest. They need more people. It's clear that they need more resources, because if your Madden team has to help on NBA Live, and that's why you don't have any content for Madden or NBA Live, I'm asking myself, excuse my language, y'all, what the hell was they doing? Because EA, NBA Live, while the game, y'all, graphically, NBA Live is on point. It looks darn good, okay? When you're on the court, the gameplay is awesome. That's where the buck stops. There is no content outside of that. There is nothing to do in franchise mode. There's nothing there. Everything is in game. So there's no presentation element. There's no depth to franchise mode. Now, while they did add the ability to customize the rosters, I appreciate that. There's still, it's a shell of a game. Now, it makes me wonder, what was the people at Madden doing? Like Rex said, they couldn't do a lot of presentation stuff for Connected Franchise because they had their resources going to help NBA Live. So, but when you see NBA Live, it's like, okay, so what was y'all doing? Like, did y'all not have anybody to work on NBA Live? And so Madden developers basically was building a football and a basketball game at the same time? I mean, I really feel like EA need to hire some more people if that's the case. Because clearly, stuff is not getting done. It's not getting done. I hadn't had a chance to check out NHL 18. Y'all let me know how good that was, because 17 had a lot of depth. I mean, you could even create a team, and it was very detailed. I remember doing that, and the presentation was on point. and everything, the commentary, all of that. But like I said, y'all, I'm concerned. But I really feel like it's going to be a make or break year for EA with Madden. If they don't get it right this year, you could probably kiss that franchise goodbye. But y'all, we seriously, if you want to see 2K make a NFL football game, it's not EA, it's the NFL. Because the NFL chooses who can have their licensing. You know, I used to think that EA bought them out, but they didn't. It was the NFL who actually said, hey, we only want one developer representing the NFL in the video game industry. And EA had more money at the time, and so in a sense, yeah, they did buy it out, but I digress. If the NFL allowed it, which it seems very uncharacteristic of the NFL because they can't even keep their own shoes tied at this point. If they allowed it, then yeah, you would see more developers make NFL football games, which I really honestly feel that if 2K made a NFL football game, while I'm not a fan of microtransactions, I think gameplay wise and everything, that game would crush Madden's soul. NFL 2K5 had more content and better gameplay. Well, I'm not gonna say better gameplay, because of course that was years ago, but overall, in my opinion, it was a better game than Madden NFL 17 and 18 put together. Because y'all, I just don't fathom how you can use the same halftime show. Not only using the same halftime show, but changing up the commentary to where if you skip it, the game says something about it. Do you not know how lazy that is? Let me put this into perspective. I make a halftime show. Nobody watches it. Everybody skips it. So the next year, instead of being innovative and immersive and creative, I add lines to the commentary for when people skip it. You know how lazy that is? Like, man, you basically paid those guys to come back into the studio and record those extra lines that could have been used for a better halftime show for trash, man. That's lazy on EA. If y'all having trouble financially, bring out another college football game. I guarantee you, if EA did another college football game, bro, y'all can remaster 14 and resell it. I know y'all can't do it for profit because all of that stuff is said and done. But I'm just using that as a stretch of the imagination. If they redid NCAA 14 on next gen consoles, it would outsell Madden. And Madden got in, and speaking of that, it got Sports Game of the Year, which I did a post on Twitter asking y'all, what did y'all think about that? Trevor pretty much read my mind perfect and sealed the deal when he said they didn't have no competition. There was no other sports games really. And it's not, y'all. So my question to y'all is this: are sports games dying? Is the sports games dying out? Because let's be real, if Madden released during the holiday season, I don't know if it would sell. I think it would, simply because during the holidays is when football season is really heating up. And also because Americans love their football. And with that being the only football game on the market, people are going to buy it. However, try releasing Madden around the time God of War and Spider-Man come out. Try releasing Madden around the time a good Gears of War game comes out. I will say Call of Duty, but I ain't really paid attention to how Call of Duty been doing. I don't think that Madden would do as well releasing around those times, which is why they release it during the summer. Because in August, it's almost a drought as far as video game releases. What big time games you know released during the summer? NCAA did, and look how well it sold. I think NCAA would sell well if you released it at any point in time, because people love football, but people really love them some college football, especially with the new playoff system and stuff like that, y'all, I'm telling you, these guys can make a killing in a college football game. I really want some answers as to, hey, why are y'all not trying to make a college football game? Are y'all afraid? Afraid of what? All you got to do is don't put player likeness in the game and make a deal with the NCAA, because they're not going to turn that money down. They're not going to turn that money down. I'm just looking at some comments, y'all. I got to go back and look at them, y'all, because if not, I'll never finish rolling papers. Trevor said the CPU is too OP, like they know what plays you pick. They do, man. And that's the game. Okay, here's the thing about like all Madden level. If you go, I want y'all to do this. If some of y'all have an older Madden game, go back and change it to all Madden, and then go look at your sliders, your skill sliders. You will notice that when you put the game on all Madden, the sliders increase to 100 for the computer, while yours decreased to, I think, around 40 or 30%. In Madden now, when you put the game on all Madden, the sliders don't change at all. So what happens is it almost as if the game makes your players dumb, and like Trevor, you saying, makes the computer smart. Like they know what play you pick and everything. And it makes it to where your receivers drop more passes even though they get hit dead in the hands. It's just crazy. The game makes it to where you make mistakes more. It's basically what it feels like. Trevor said, I really want 2K to make football count. It's worth $35. In my opinion, they should have did the same thing with Madden. But y'all, I'm going to tell you why they're selling Madden for full price. Because of MUT. Because they're constantly adding content to MUT throughout the year. Every week, Trevor said. I was thinking on a monthly basis, but he said it's like every week. And I'm okay. I don't dislike MUT. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I prefer to play franchise, because when I'm playing football, my thing is this with MUT. If I wanted a MUT team, I would just do a fantasy draft. But I know people say, well, you can't get the older players. And y'all, that's why they don't have the great teams in Madden anymore, probably. Like the 85 Bears, the all Chicago Bears, the all Detroit Lions. That's probably why they don't have those teams in the game, because if they did, people would just go play with those teams and they wouldn't dabble with MUT. Because if MUT only had the players that you have now, I don't think people would play it. Not to mention, society right now is, EA is just riding that wave. Because if you look at a bunch of games, they have the loot box system. Even Dokkan Battle, which I love Dragon Ball Z, and it is very addicting. But y'all ain't seeing me spending no $200-some on no Dragon Stones to try to get a certain character and stuff like that, you know. But you do have a lot of people that doing it, because Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, y'all, if y'all don't know, is the #1 gross selling game in the App Store for the second straight time. Now, let me tell y'all something. The game is free. So that tells you that people are spending crap tons of money to basically get a chance to get these characters in this game. And I'm serious. To be #1 in the App Store, that's a big stretch. Trevor said EA needs a push and fire under them, and they don't have that without anyone making football games. I agree. Yo boy said, I worry about EA next year. I do too. EA needs new leadership by Chris. I agree. Trevor said it was really good. Night Guy said EA knows that they'll lose a lot if they don't make Madden 19 the best Madden there is. And I agree with that. That's why I feel like Madden 19 is going to be blowing socks off. I really feel like this, y'all. I really feel like EA with Madden 18 is basically taking the year off. Y'all get what I'm saying? Remember when me and Goat talked about that EA should take a year off in between games? Basically release a game every 2 years instead of every one. And in the midst of that, you know, release some DLC or something like that for the game. And then they actually came out and said that may be a possibility, that they may end up doing that. Not to our credit or anything, but whatever. But I think that's what Madden 18 is. I think Madden 18 is that year off. But the reason why that's an issue for me is because you're still selling a game at full price that shouldn't be. Trevor, I guess you're talking about NHL was really good. I need to try that game. I need to get it. Trudell said NHL 18 is fire and they improve on a lot of little things. Chris said that's EA's new tagline. Wait till next year. EA Sports. Wait till next year. Night guy said I wouldn't expect something big from 2K. The first if they did a football game, but the second year would kill Madden. I don't know, man. I think the first year they'd kill it. Because I think 2K is licking their chops at a chance to dethrone EA from the sports title genre. Trudell said true, and it will make Madden to step up their stuff. Yup. Yo boy said I hope so. Trudell 3.5 bill. 3.5 billion. Wow. Chris said I think sports titles need to be released in 2-year cycles. NBA Live and Madden could be opposite years, so a new game comes out every year. I agree with that. And Chris, that's really good thought right there to do it in cycles. NBA Live this year, a new Madden next year. Or if college football was here, they could do it with college football and Madden. A new college football game this year, a new Madden this year. Or next year. New college football. Yeah, I mean, something. Yes and no, because the lack of effort they have put into the game. Facts. Chris said, I think the football needs to be released in summer to gear up for the upcoming season. NCAA 1 year, Madden another year. Backing off what Chris said. Night guys, same thing, I agree. Chris laughing at me rolling papers. Don't judge me. Do not judge me, Chris. I will roll a paper and I will throw it and it will hit you wherever you are right now in the United States. I have that ability. I have that ability. Trevor said they just want the money. They make millions off mud. It's never going away. And yes, it's really good. NHL, not mud. I agree with you. I will try NHL 18. I might try to go get that today. Night guy said Madden 18 being the year break makes sense. Shows people that are making improvements, sneak peek at what's to come. But the only key buying point this year was graphics and long shot, which I agree, $40. Yes. $40. I agree. I don't think it should have been a full $59.99 or whatever, before, before tax. Because I know taxes is different in every state. But I agree with that, man. And that's how I feel. I think the game was not like it should have been. I think that this is their year off. And so we should, if that's the case though, y'all, we should see tremendous improvements in Connected Franchise next year. Tremendous. Because we better. Because essentially when you look at Connected Franchise, they've had 2 years off. 3 years almost. And the fact that they was developing long shot for 4 years means that they could be developing something huge for Connected Franchise that could be 3 or 4 years in the making. They could. Rex saying, I think too when you look at the trailer and the presentation stuff that you see like before the game, I always say that stuff like that is kind of a hint at what the future of the game will be like. Because if you go back and look at the cinematic trailer for Madden 25 when they first released the Ignite engine, and you look at Madden now, it looks like that. And what you see with Tom Brady's little trailer thing, y'all, Madden will eventually look like that on the Frostbite. It will. Madden will eventually look just like that on the Frostbite engine. Well, DM Gaming, how do you know that? Because the Frostbite engine is sick, man. And every year they're going to improve graphics because they have another year. Basically, not necessarily another year, but they have more time. Because there is only so much they can do with a year of video game development. And it's not their fault. It's the publisher's fault. And it's also the NFL's fault because the NFL also requires EA to release a game every year. Because I really do think that kind of if EA had a choice that they could wait a year. My issue is this though. If they're able to add stuff into the game for MUT, why can't they patch and add stuff into Connected Franchise? I'll tell you why. Because since they release a game every year, if they were to add stuff and patch stuff into the game, essentially there would be no need to release a game the following year, because all they would have to do is continually update the game. Like Destiny, for instance. Destiny 2 came out, or even let's back up with Destiny 1. The game was out for what, 2 to 3 years almost? And they were just able to patch in new content. If Madden went to a online server base like Destiny and other MMORPG games, they could do that same thing. And a lot of video game developers are actually considering going that route for that very reason. That way they can release just a single game, Madden NFL Football. And throughout the years, they could add new stuff into the game, new uniforms, new stadiums, new rosters. All they would have to do is do it as a patch, since the servers are online and it's not a disc-based game. That's the route that a lot of developers want to go. And I don't know. I like the ability to play Madden offline. You know, I don't want to have to be connected to the internet to play a video game. But, you know, I could see that being very beneficial in that they could, you know, do something like, and I think eventually we may get to that point with all video games, is that they're online and that they just update stuff like that. But keep that in mind, y'all. That's a very real possibility that they could go that route. So be mindful of that, man. Be mindful of the things that are down the road that are coming. Now, aside from Madden, y'all, I still got to get on this Fortnite, man, because Trevor got me on it back whenever it was cross-platform, or right after they ended cross-platform play. And I tried it and I didn't like it. But maybe that's because I wasn't patient enough and it was new at the time, and I know they added a lot of patches to it. So I'm going to give it another go. Okay. Chris, Need for Speed. Hadn't been playing it. The way that I do with video games, y'all, is I cycle. Because if I don't cycle, I'll get bored of the game. And yeah, and that's exactly what I've done. I always tell people, it's always good to have multiple games in your arsenal, because if not, you will grow bored of the game and you won't play your video game at all. Right now, I'm playing Dragon Ball Z. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. I'm playing Madden again. When I get my internet back, I'll be playing NBA Live, because I have to download that $10 game. Okay. And that's kind of too why I hadn't been streaming that much, because my internet's off, man. My internet has been off for a while. Got more important bills right now. Had some stuff come up, had to take care of. But when it's back, we're gonna be live streaming a lot more. And then too, the second job kind of got in the way of that too. Cause y'all, I'm sleepy right now. Cause my hours, they fluctuate so much. I mean, it varies. But with the holiday season being over, as you know, in retail, when the holiday season is over, things change and you have a lot more time on your hands. So my hours are definitely going to go down. But at the same time, so that will free me up to have more time to do live streams and stuff like that. And so in the meantime, when I do a live stream, I have to use my phone, my hotspot, and I only have so much data for that. And then the connection gets bad like it did last time, where y'all couldn't see me playing, you know. So just bear with me, man. I really appreciate the support, y'all. That's why I try to stay active on Twitter as much as possible. Still getting subscribers to the channel, y'all. We still getting comments. I get a comment, I try my best to reply to it and stuff like that. So Dragon Ball, y'all, we still got the Dragon Ball Fighters giveaway going on, man. That's going on until time for release. That video is actually pinned to my Twitter account. So if you go to the Twitter page, it should be the first one there. And I'm giving away a copy for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to giveaway videos anymore because they don't think that people actually do it. But y'all know just as well as I do that when DM Gaming does a giveaway, it is legit because we've given away Madden, we've given away Xbox cards and PlayStation Plus cards. And I thought we did another video game. Can't remember. I know we did the GOAT edition, and that right there, yeah, that was fun. So I want to do that with Dragon Ball FighterZ because even if you're not into Dragon Ball Z, if you're into fighting games, you will want to play this game because it's developed by Arc Systems, the same people that did Guilty Gears and stuff like that. So check it out, man. Check it out. And 2018 should be a better year in gaming than 2017 was, at least for PlayStation players. I'll tell you what, Xbox to me messed up when they stopped developing Scalebound. Trevor, you got an Xbox, so you ought to know the game that I'm talking about. Scalebound looked like it was going to be legit game of the year type contender, man. But they stopped developing it. They dropped the ball. But PlayStation, I mean, you got, now Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be on all platforms, y'all. And when that Joker release, it is going to be game of the year. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what game comes out. Red Dead Redemption 2 is already game of the year for whatever year it releases for. But as far as PlayStation goes, you got God of War 3 and Spider-Man coming out. And if they come out this year, it's going to be nasty. And then if Ghost of Tsushima come out, man. The Last of Us 2, like, it's so many good games coming out, man. So many good games coming out. Madden 19. Madden 19. Y'all hear me. But yeah, so, I mean, as far as gaming goes, it'll be another good year of gaming. It should be a very good year of gaming in 2018. Granted that they don't push something back to 2019, but I'm okay with them pushing games back because that lets me know that they want to give us the best quality game possible because they take note of these other developers who just put trash games out or these publishers who make these developers rush these video games out and they're very poor quality and it doesn't go over well. I think a lot of people still remember No Man's Sky, hashtag RIP No Man's Sky, even though I bought it digitally and so I can't get rid of it and I've been playing it because, well, I paid for it. I thought that game was going to be epic and it's not bad. They've added patches and stuff to the game to where it's essentially a completely different game. It's the game that they promised us it would be. And I think it's just kind of too little too late. People have moved on. That ship has sailed. But if you got that game or you got a chance to get that game with the patch updates, you really need to consider doing that because it's actually very well improved. It's like an upgraded version of Minecraft. It's kind of going that route. And you can actually even drive rovers and stuff on the ground now. Before you had to like walk everywhere. But also I appreciate the likes. Y'all appreciate the likes on the video. Let's go back to some comments before I roll this last stack. I hope people working on connected franchise mode are not hanging out with the Dolphins executive. OC Night Guy. Trevor said I spent $80 on Madden 18 for the GOAT edition. I did that 3 times, Trevor. I bought 3 GOAT editions. I think the 2 that we gave away and then the 1 that I got for myself. So yeah. Yeah, tell me about it, Trevor. I hope I get something special for next year's Madden for buying that trash. Night God agrees with Trevor. Preach. Trevor said, I'm playing Fortnite right now. Now, Trevor, you in Alabama. So what, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning there? That's too early, man. You need to be asleep. Chris says that, Trevor, I cannot figure out that Fortnite. I died too quickly to be able to play it and really learn. Chris, that was me right there, man. Like, I would land and I would die because I just could not figure it out. And at the time that I started playing it, y'all, it was, I think, Assassin's Creed and it was other games out. I know I was playing Shadow War, so I really couldn't get into it like I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's 3 o'clock here now, but I'm up. Y'all see I'm up. Yo boy, me too. Trudell said yes, sir. Yo boy said I'm on Twitch. You on Twitch playing Fortnite? That's nasty, Destiny. Yo boy says one my time. Dang, it's 1 o'clock. Y'all okay? Trevor said yeah on the West Coast. It's 3:22 over here. Same thing. Night guys, same time for me. We all in the same time zone. No, we not. Trevor now. Trevor them and see y'all, cause Trevor is a huge Detroit Lions fan, and I thought Trevor lived in Detroit. He posted a picture on Twitter of snow, and I was mad because to find out he's in Alabama. Alabama don't ever get snow, ever. And I'm in Northeast Texas, and man, the fact that they have gotten snow in Houston and Alabama, and I'm further north than them, and we haven't even got a snowflake in this mug. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Man, okay, so we got this Arctic cold front, y'all. It was like 18 degrees here the other day. The wind chill was like 5. And we still ain't got no snow. I want some snow, man. So for any of y'all that's up north, I'm gonna have to ask y'all to send some snow. Chris, I see you liking stuff on Twitter. I just got a notification. I want to do a video with Back Pocket Reviews, man. Y'all, for those of y'all who may not know who that is, this guy, he's cool. He's a cool dude, man. And he's really the one that kind of helped me get started in YouTube the right way, I would say. Because I was going to start the channel with like a bunch of giveaways and all that stuff to earn subscribers and collaboration videos. And he was like, no, don't do it that way. Because I was a big fan of his and I wanted to do a video with him. And he was basically like, no, I don't do it like that. That's not how you want to grow your channel. And he was right, man. And ever since then, we've been real cool and stuff. Twitter, YouTube, and all that. And turns out we both used to work at GameStop too. So yeah, but go check his channel out, man. Back Pocket Game Reviews. Pretty cool dude, man. Mr. Nick. Tell him DM Gaming sent you. He'll know who I am. Tell my people who I am. But yeah, y'all, I gotta try that Fortnite. Chris, we're gonna have to try Fortnite. Even if you're on PS4, Chris, we're gonna have to get on it together and struggle and die together a couple times while we get it right. I need to download it and I can stream that too, man. I want to do some different games. Speaking of which, y'all know the channel used to be really centered on Madden. I kind of like the way that the channel is kind of going now. I want to kind of focus on other games aside from Madden. And as y'all know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. But I do have the secondary channel. So what I was thinking about doing with the secondary channel is just completely devoting that to Dragon Ball Z and stuff. Because y'all, if I don't, you'll see more Dragon Ball Z stuff on the channel than you will Madden. And I know a lot of y'all like the Madden content and stuff. But you know what? I don't know. I can do balance. I can do a little bit of it all. So we'll see. I might utilize that second channel. It takes a lot of time to do that with a second channel because you got to keep switching accounts to upload videos and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will see. We will see. But what do y'all think I should do, man? Do y'all like the varied content on the channel, or do y'all think I should be more sports focused or just whatever's cool, you know, like right now Fortnite's out, for instance. Everybody's hyped about Fortnite, stuff like that. Do y'all want to see the channel more focused on Madden and sports games, or do y'all like the variety? Because whatever y'all like, man, that's what we'll do, because y'all been here since day one and still kicking strong. Y'all been with me through all the crap that we done been through and stuff like that, and I really, really appreciate that, because there was times, man, where if I wasn't able to live stream and talk to y'all, bro, I wouldn't have made it, man. I'm dead serious. I would not have made it. That y'all got me through some really tough times, man, and I'm really appreciative of that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know, you know, but just let me know that, man, because I still do have that other channel, and I don't mind. I'm really considering just using that for Dragon Ball, because I don't think it's a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans on the channel. There are some, but I think the majority of the subscriber base are just gamers. And I really like to devote some time to Dragon Ball because it is my passion. Loved it for a long time. Yeah. So, I don't know. Just let me know, y'all. I mean, I can keep it balanced, but if y'all just want to hear mostly about sports titles and stuff, talk about that stuff, then we can do that. But I think it's been a pretty cool response with me kind of keeping it mixed up, man. That way it ain't just boring. Because I think, too, I want to be the type place you can come for everything gaming. Because if I just stick to Madden, then, hey, what if you bored of Madden? What if you're thinking about another game? You're going to go somewhere else. And I'm okay with that. I'm not, like, trying to take over the world, YouTube world or anything. But imagine if, well, I'm bored with Madden. I want to play some Fortnite. And, hey, DM Gaming is also doing Fortnite. So I don't even have to go nowhere else, you know, kind of thing like that. Plus, I like to play more games than just Madden. So it's not like me faking or me doing something that's not me. It's actually doing me because I enjoy more games than just Madden. I enjoy more games than just sports titles. And I didn't used to always be that way. I used to mostly play sports titles and stuff like that. But I got into other games and stuff. So giggity. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let me know, man, y'all. But I'm about done rolling these papers. And I'm finna have to start the route. I should have been done on here playing with y'all early in the morning, but you know what? I like it. I like the atmosphere. I'm gonna have to get me a cell phone holder, y'all, so y'all can actually truly ride along with me, because this ain't really a ride along, considering that I'm not even driving. I'm parked at a grocery store parking lot, rolling newspapers in 10-degree weather. And y'all see I'm bundled up. I'm bundled up to the max. I have on like 3 pair of pants, 3 shirts, 2 jackets, 2 hats. I'm not used to this cold stuff. And y'all see my hat? Mexico. I got that at the gas station. Y'all know my wife Mexican though, so that's why I gotta represent. And let's read some comments before we get off here. Yo boy said he got snow. I don't care. I hope you choke on a snowball, because I ain't got no snow yet. True Dale's -20. Chris said I be trying to get Backpocket Game Reviews to do a collab with DM Game, and I bring it up at least once. That is true. You do that. Chris said PS4 only way to go. Word. Night Guy got Xbox. That's fine. I used to have Xbox too. True Dale said he got both. Essentially, I do. My son has the Xbox. I got the PlayStation. Trevor said watch videos before you jump in on Fortnite. And do what makes you happy. Trevor, I like that, because that's what makes me happy. That's what makes me happy. But what I am going to do, y'all, I am going to utilize that second channel more for like the Dragon Ball videos and stuff. Because with the Dragon Ball community, that's kind of the only thing that the Dragon Ball people want to see. It's not like the gaming community where we kind of want to see everything. If you for Dragon Ball, that's kind of all you want to see and talk about. So Chris says, I like varied content, but I think you need to do what feels best for you. Night Guy says it's DM Gaming, not DM Football or DM Sports. I say keep it variety on this channel. Trudell says I like it the way it is because everyone plays different games. Chris says make the content you're happy with versus making content just to appease everyone else. Trudell says, and I watch it. Waiting for this week episode. I know, right? How long was I waiting for my Need for Speed content? Chris, you was waiting for a while for that. I appreciate your patience. Chris says, and when is my DM Gaming Morning Show returning? Very soon, I hope. I have to I'd have to download Spreaker to my iPhone, because I got an iPhone, y'all. Yes, I switched over to Apple, and I love it. I really like the iPhone. I miss the Android. It's more flexible. So next phone I'll probably go with the Galaxy, but I do like the iPhone. They're not bad. Trudell says hoping for some boxing news. Anthony Gang, do what you enjoy. Yes, do what I enjoy, man. And that's why I love y'all, man, because of that right there. Y'all say do what makes me happy. And that's what makes me happy. I'm going to do what makes me happy. But yes, closing out. We can close out talking about some boxing, man, because doggone it, we need it. I don't know why nobody's doing boxing. I know people saying boxing in general is just struggling as an industry. because of UFC, which by the way, UFC 3 is dropping. And y'all, from what I have seen, it is a major improvement from last year's title. And UFC has done a very good job of improving. Like if you look at UFC 1 versus UFC 2, there was big improvements in graphics and gameplay. And so I'm pretty much expecting the same thing from UFC 2 to UFC 3. And I think EA can learn a lot from that because UFC is not a yearly title. And because of that, they're able to do a lot more in the game. My only request with games like that is that you allow more, like, since the seasons don't last that long, since there's so much time in between, I want more detailed, more depth in the training. I know it sounds stupid, but I want to be able to lift weights. I want to be able to go running. I want to be able to schedule those things. I want to be able to spar or not have to. I mean, they added those things into the game, which is really cool as far as sparring and then like the mini games and stuff like that. But I want to be able to get my player to 99 on everything. That's what I want to do. And you can't do that. Or you couldn't on the last one, I couldn't remember. But that's what I want to get to the point of. I want there to be more depth. But I understand with the sport, it is what it is. You're not fighting. It's not like basketball and football and baseball where you got games every year. You may only have a couple of fights a year or something like that. So I understand. I understand that. So, you know, with that being said, I still would like to see a boxing game. I think the gaming community could definitely use a boxing game at this point because we need it and we deserve it because we've earned it. We need a boxing game, y'all. We really do. We need a boxing game. We need a boxing game. I really wish they would remaster. If you're not going to come out with a new boxing game, at least bring back, you know, the most recent ones to next-gen consoles. I think PlayStation and these developers and companies, if they did, they can make a lot of money doing that. I really hate that in order to play some of the greatest games, you have to have those consoles. Because y'all, right now, I'm probably going to end up, if I can't find one of those PlayStation 3s that were completely backwards compatible with PlayStation 2 games, I'm going to end up getting a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 3. I'm getting a PlayStation 2, y'all, because Dragon Ball Z nostalgia. I want to play all the older games. And there's a lot of Dragon Ball Z games on PlayStation 2. There's a lot of them on PlayStation 3, so that's why I want to get those consoles to play those games again. As well as college football, NCAA 14, which I had it on my Xbox 360, but I gave that to my dad because he wanted some games to play, I guess, to kind of unwind after work and stuff like that. And he hadn't been playing it. And that Xbox actually now has a red ring. And I really think it's because he hadn't been playing it and there's so much dust in there, so I have to get an air can and get some of that dust out of there for him. But I digress. I want a boxing game. I want to be able to knock somebody out. I want to straight TKO somebody, man. And I like the way that the new boxing was set up before they stopped it. Same thing with UFC, where there was no health bars, where you could literally just go in, one punch somebody, one punch man. I think the fastest knockout I had was 30 seconds. And the fastest I've been knocked out was like around that same time, 30 seconds. But I like that they did away with the health bars, so you could just go in and pshoom, pshoom. You know, yeah. That's my sound effect. Pshoom, pshoom. But y'all, my battery finna die. This iPhone gets hot. We've been on for over an hour. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, but I gotta go put some gas in the car so I can do this route, make this money, get home and go to sleep. Because I may be streaming today. I don't know, because I still got in-laws in town and we may go do something with them today. I don't know. And then too, I don't know how this internet's gonna act with me streaming. So I will find out. A boxing game would be fun. NBA Street Series, Fight Night Series remastered. NFL Blitz, but like I told Trevor, I don't see them coming back out with that because of the physicality of that game. The NFL doesn't like that image, even though football is a physical game, but I digress. I will see y'all on the flip side of Motown. Till next time, thanks for watching, y'all, and God bless.